to be something here that you like.
For Koreans, rice is foundational. It's a staple and the centerpiece to all meals in Korea. There's bibimbap, rice mixed with vegetables, gukbap, rice in hot soup, and kimbap is the demand around the world.
For me, it's noodles over rice. Korea has amazing noodle dishes. Chuy ramen and cold naengmyeon to blow away the heat. A meat lover here, pork, beef, chicken, I like them all. Did you know that bulgogi is listed in the English dictionary? There's also the famous chimek, chicken and beer, which is the best combo for a night out with friends.
Surrounded by the sea on three sides, Korea has a great selection of seafood, from raw fish to piping hot seafood soups. It's mouth-watering just talking about it. The two pillars of Korean condiments, gochujang and soy sauce.
Ooh, what do you prefer?
Gochujang. I like anything made with gochujang. In general, Koreans love spicy food.
I prefer the soy sauce base. There's something about the salty and sweet that hits the right spot. I think even those who are trying Korean food for the first time will really like it.
But that's not all.
We can't leave out the street food. If you're in Korea, it's a must try. They are both treats for your eyes and mouth.
How about it? Mouth-watering, right?
Korean food, you've got to try it. Discover a whole new world of flavors.
어렸을 때부터 어머니가 미술학원을 운영을 하셨어요. 그래서 거기 가서 놀고 하다 보니까 자연스럽게 미술을 접하게 됐고, 저는 그리고 만드는 것 중에 만드는 게 더 재밌었어요. 그래서 이제 도요카 입학해서 다양한 재료들을 경험을 해봤지만 그 중에서도 물레성형 기법에 굉장히 매료가 됐고, 이 기법을 평생 하면서 하면 행복하겠다는 생각이 들어서 도자기를 계속 하게 되었습니다. 작업하시는 분들은 다들 공감을 하시겠지만 사실 정답이 없잖아요. 그래서 항상 불안하고 제가 제대로 된 길을 가고 있는지에 대한 이런 마음이 엄청 큰데, 프란치라는 좀 어떻게 보면 저한테는 되게 큰 상이었거든요. 제가 잘하고 있다고 도닥여주고 제대로 길을 가고 있다고 확신을 주는 것 같아서 저한테는 되게 의미 있는, 지금까지 작업을 할 수 있는 원동력이기도 해요. 저는 옛날에 기 형태들을 많이 참고하는 편인 것 같고요. 엄청나게 섬세한 기법들을 통해서 장식이 되어 있거든요. 저는 그런 장식들을 일부분씩 뜯어와서 그걸 제만의 방식대로 입체화시킵니다. 원래는 기라는 형태 자체가 실제로 사용하기 위해서 만들어졌잖아요. 그 공간을 저는 어떻게 하면 더 흥미롭게 보여줄 수 있을까? 그래서 제가 집중했던 부분이 창인데요. 건축에서도 창을 내부와 외부를 잇는 통로 또는 매개체라고 많이들 이야기를 하잖아요. 저는 그 부분에서 영감을 받아서 그 창의 의미를 형태에 접목시키게 되었습니다. 그래서 요즘에는 이제 설치 작업도 많이 하는 것 같아요. 보통은 컵 같은 경우는 최종 완성까지 한 3주에서 4주 정도 소요가 되고요. 큰 작업 같은 경우는 한 3달까지도 걸리는 작업들도 있는 것 같아요. 저 같은 경우는 창같이 복잡한 패턴들을 함께 구성을 하다 보니까 정말 많이 갈라져요. 그래서 재벌 가마에 들어가 있을 때가 가장 긴장되는 순간인 것 같습니다. 사실 공간이라는 것이 볼 수도 없고 만질 수도 없는 어떠한 무형의 어떤 것이잖아요. 그거를 이제 빛이나 그림자나 무형의 어떤 요소들을 활용해서 같이 공감할 수 있는 작업을 하고 싶습니다.
환영합니다. Welcome to K-Culture Dive, where we dive deeper into the heart of Korean culture with K-entertainment issues, AI culture news, K-culture and photos, and today our Hallyu People segment, where we talk to a person with a special bond to Korea. And I'm your host, Kwon So-ah. Let's dive in. Joining me this Wednesday is our co-host Walter Lee in the studio. Hello, Walter.
Happy Wednesday, Soa, and happy Wednesday to the viewers watching at home. I'm Walter Lee, here to co-host next to Soa and give you the latest in Korean entertainment news.
And let's get right into it and start with K-entertainment news, Walter. And we're going to begin with BTS.
Indeed we are, Soa. So BTS are showing their global power once again with their song Filter officially surpassing 500 million streams on Spotify, released actually in February of 2020. The track reached the milestone earlier this month. Now, Filter is actually a solo song by member Jimin, featured on BTS's fourth full-length album, Map of the Soul 7. Now, the song showcases Jimin's desire to reveal different sides of himself, and since then we have seen so many sides of Jimin. Upon its release, Filter made its way onto the Billboard Hot 100, while Map of Soul 7 soared to the top of the Billboard 200, further cementing BTS's global dominance at that time. Now, BTS are gearing up to release their fifth full-length album on March 20th, along with plans for an upcoming world tour, raising anticipation amongst fans worldwide.
And next up, Walter, a tribute to a music legend, maybe not as familiar to the global K-pop fans, but really remembered by many, many Koreans.
Yes, that's correct. So now, as fans remember, the late Kim Kwang-sok, often called the voice of youth, a special tribute LP has been released to mark the 30th anniversary of his passing. Now, Kim passed away on January 6th, 1996, so his anniversary was yesterday, and 3 decades later his music continues to resonate across generations. The commemorative LP was released in line with the anniversary of his death, celebrating his timeless artistry and enduring emotional impact. Now, it features a carefully curated selection of his songs, including On the Street and the story of a couple in their 60s. Now, tracks that have come to define his legacy. Adding to a touching highlight, the LP also includes a special chorus version of Around 30, performed by 101 fans, symbolizing remembrance, unity, and shared emotion. With its rich sound, the LP brings new depth to Kim Kwang-sok's distinctive voice and lyrical sensitivity, reminding listeners why his music still lives on in everyday moments and memories. Now, across the country, tribute concerts and memorial events are also taking place as fans and fellow musicians continue to honor his life and music.
Right. I noticed that throughout the week they have been playing Kim Kwang-sok's music on radio, and I have a number of songs of him on my playlist. So he would have been in his early 60s if he had been alive now. Although he has passed more than 3 decades ago, his music will remain forever with Koreans. And I hope also many fans of K-pop music abroad will listen to his songs. And Walter, lastly, RISE started off their year by attending one of the biggest tech shows in the world.
Indeed, they did so. So a boy group, RISE, are kicking off 2026 in style, turning heads in Las Vegas by attending Samsung Electronics' The First Look event, held ahead of the CES 2026 tech show. Now, RISE drew particular attention as the only K-pop group invited to the event, appearing in their official role as Samsung Electronics global brand ambassadors. Now, with sleek fashion and confident energy, the members naturally stood out on the international stage. The combination of cutting-edge technology and K-pop sparked strong interest from the audience, highlighting RISE's growing influence beyond music. Now, Samsung Electronics emphasized a youthful and dynamic brand image through RISE, while the group continued to expand their global reach through high-profile partnerships. Now, this Las Vegas appearance marks a key milestone in RISE's overseas journey, showcasing just how quickly their global power has grown since their debut. Now, fans are already calling it a world-class move, and expectations are rising for RISE's global activities throughout the year ahead.
And their appearance really went viral on social media because it showed how they were caught in the camera while they were in the audience during a live-streamed AI demo, suddenly appearing there. And of course, there was a huge enthusiasm by the crowd. Well, thank you very much, Walter, for those updates, and stick around.
Will do.
And now let's move over to our AI anchor Arirang for more on the culture front. Arirang, over to you.
Thanks, Sua. I'll take it from here. Here's your AI guide to the latest cultural headlines from Korea. Let's begin with our top story. The 2025 Seoul Winter Festa attracted more than 10 million visitors during its 24-day winter spectacle. Seoul City says the attendance beats the previous record and marks the highest turnout ever for the city's winter festival. Under the theme, Fantasia Seoul, this year's events span across 7 major city landmarks, including Gwanghwamun Square, Cheonggyecheon Stream, and Dongdaemun Design Plaza. Highlights included the Seoul Light Gwanghwamun and DDP, Seoul Lantern Festival, the Gwanghwamun Market, and the ice rink at Seoul Plaza. The festival concluded with Grand New Year's events, featuring the DDP countdown and the iconic Bosingak bell ringing ceremony, which drew thousands of visitors to Ring in 2026. Tourist arrivals in Jeju surpassed 13 million for the 4th consecutive year, boosted by a surge in foreign visitors. According to the Jeju Tourism Association's preliminary data, the island welcomed over 13.8 million tourists last year. While domestic arrivals dipped 2% to around 11.6 million, foreign visitors jumped over 17%, surpassing 2.2 million. Building on last year's success, Jeju officials plan to pursue key tourism initiatives more aggressively to sustain the growth momentum. South Korean teenagers are spending over 3 hours a day watching online videos, with short-form content on the rise. That's according to the Korea Press Foundation's latest survey on some 2,670 students from 4th to 12th grade. The survey found that 95% of respondents had used an online video platform in the past week, with viewing time averaging 3.3 hours per day. The most popular platforms were Instagram Reels, followed by YouTube, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. The report highlighted a shift in teenagers' viewing habits from long-form to short-form content, reflecting a growing preference for quick, easily digestible videos. That's all from me. Keep it tuned to K-Culture Dive.
Through a single photo at a time, we take a closer look at culture in Korea. This is K-Culture in Photos. Take a look at this photo. At first glance, it looks like just another old building in a busy city. But would you guess that this place once stood at the heart of Korea's independence movement? This is the site of the Provisional Government of the Republic of Korea, established in Shanghai during the Japanese colonial period. What's less known is that this building was once at risk of disappearing as part of a large-scale redevelopment plan. It was eventually preserved after a Korean company requested to take part in the project and added a condition that ensured this historical site would remain. In that sense, this space survived not only history, but modern urban change as well. And its meaning feels especially relevant now. A visit to the building was included on the schedule for President Lee Jae-myung's visit to China, marking the 150th anniversary of independence leader Kim Il-sung's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Provisional Government building itself. This photo reminds us that history doesn't stay frozen in the past. It continues to shape diplomacy, memory, and the choices we make in the present. When we think of winter sports, most of us picture skiing or snowboarding. But for some people, winter brings something a little more extreme. This photo shows ice climbers scaling a frozen waterfall in Incheon County, Gangwon-do Province. As temperatures drop, artificial waterfalls like this one turn into massive ice walls. And that's when climbers arrive armed with ice axes and crampons. Ice climbing isn't just about strength. It demands patience, precision, and a calm mind in freezing conditions. What's interesting is why people choose to do this. For many climbers, winter isn't something to endure, it's something to challenge. In a country where winters can feel long and harsh, ice climbing reflects a unique mindset, turning tough conditions into an opportunity for focus, resilience, and even joy. Instead of waiting for spring, some people choose to face the cold head-on. The Winter Olympics are now less than a month away, set to open on February 6th. But this photo isn't from a stadium or an ice rink. It shows Korea's national team athletes training quietly in a gym, lifting, repeating, and preparing. In Korea, becoming a national athlete means more than competing for yourself. It means carrying the weight of expectation, pride, and sometimes pressure. For these athletes, the Olympics aren't just a two-week event. They're the result of years of discipline, routine, and unseen effort. Long before the medals and the cameras, there is this quiet work that no one applauds, but everyone depends on. And as the Winter Games approach, this is where Korea's Olympic story really begins. If you've ever spent the winter in Korea, this scene might look very familiar. 붕어빵, a fish-shaped pastry filled with sweet red bean paste, has long been one of Korea's most beloved winter snacks. In the past, you could find 붕어빵 carts almost anywhere once the weather turned cold. But as street vendors have gradually disappeared, finding a place that sells it has become surprisingly difficult. That's why a new term has emerged, 붕세권. It means living within walking distance of a 붕어빵 stand, and it's something people now brag about. So much so that local apps now map out 붕어빵 locations with users sharing tips like prices, opening hours, and even reviews saying they are generous with the filling, or both the classic red bean filling and the newer custard version are just as delicious. For many Koreans, 붕어빵 isn't just a snack. It's the memory of warming your hands on a paper bag, blowing on the hot filling on a freezing day, and tasting winter itself. So from historic sights to icy cliffs, Olympic dreams, and a simple winter snack, these small moments together tell the story of Korea today.
Before the Korean wave we know of today that connects the world through music and dramas, there were and are special connections across generations and borders that exist through memories and promises of the past. Our Hallyu people guest we meet today is the grandson of a Korean War veteran from Ethiopia whose life reflects the deeper meaning of Hallyu. Let's connect to Professor Israel Fisseha at Kyongsung University in Busan. Hello, Professor Fisseha.
Hello, Professor.
안녕하세요, Hallyu people. Thank you for having me.
All right, so Professor Fisseha, how about we start with an introduction of yourself first?
Okay, so my name is Israel. So I'm currently an assistant professor in the Global College of Kyongsung University, which is located in Busan. So I also serve as the director of the Global Migration and Social Integration Research Center. I'm originally from Ethiopia. I came to Korea as a descendant of Korean War veteran through a scholarship program back in 2013, September. So I completed was my master's and doctoral studies here in Korea, and today I teach cultural and social dynamics of contemporary Korean society to mainly international students. And I also do research on migrant settlement, social integration, and experience of diverse migrant communities here in Korea. So it is a great honor to be here to share my story with you today.
And it is a great honor for us as well. So, Professor Fisseha, we would love to hear more about your grandfather. So how did he come to participate in the Korean War? And what kind of person do you remember him as?
Me growing up, the Korean War somehow existed more of like a shared memory than a personal story for me. Because the Ethiopian participation in the Korean War is also part of our collective memory. So I knew that my grandfather was one of those soldiers. And at home, it was not something that we spoke about that often. So for a long time, it was simply part of who my grandfather was and not something that I fully understood. So that's my childhood memory of my grandfather.
Mm-hmm. And what did the stories about the war mean to you, and how has that affected you growing up?
it was only after that I came to Korea that I began living here. Those the distant memories that I heard from my grandfather somehow became real. So seeing the places, learning the history, and meeting new people, and also meeting the actual soldiers of the war, kind of made me realize how much of the sacrifice that came after the war. While I'm having that experience here, that's when my grandfather's experience stopped being just a memory. So it became deeply personal. So even now, I sometimes find it hard to believe that I'm living within the legacy of his choices.
And Professor, your own relationship with Korea really got going with a scholarship program that you mentioned for descendants of Korean War veterans. So could you tell us a bit more about that program and your very first encounter with Korea?
Okay. So these days, I mean, I don't want to sound really old, but youngsters have more access to Korean cultural products. But when my first encounter with Korea was not through popular culture, but through Korean themselves. So these days, the Korean music is really popular, dramas, films. You guys are expert on that. But during my time, it was not as popular as that. So my time was quite a bit different. I'm just telling you 20, 30 years back. So my first contact with Korea came through some representatives from a tiny county called Hwacheon. So they came as a representative of a scholarship program specifically for descendants of Ethiopian veterans. Many Ethiopian soldiers at that time fought around the city of Chuncheon and Hwacheon, so that's why the scholarship came from that area. So at that time, it was 2009, and I just graduated from a university, and I was a law major, and I was looking for opportunities to come to Korea. And these representatives from Hwacheon were actively looking for to connect with descendants of the veterans. And they were looking for a student for a master's program. So I was remembering their dedication, the fact that even though 60, 70 years already passed, they were still committed in remembering the history. And they were really committed in saying thank you to the soldiers in a very concrete way like that. So that's how my encounter with Korea was at the beginning.
Very meaningful opportunity for you.
Indeed it was. So during your studies and life in Korea, were there any moments of difficulty? And if so, what helped you keep going?
I mean, being an international student here in Korea, I mean, if I say it's easy, I think I should be, I may be lying. But at the same time, I came with a privilege, and I came also with a program which somehow supported me in so many different ways. So, of course, cultural contact and all those things, there were some moments of difficulty. At the beginning, I encountered the language barrier, even though I was in a Korean language training at the beginning. And then the academic pressure came. So the academic pressure, I'm not used to this type of academic pressure. And it's a very fast-paced society in that way. So, and also there were some moments of isolation as well. But so many different things actually went smoothly. And I actually grew both academically and personally. Yeah.
So despite some difficulties that you had, we heard one of the moments you were deeply moved by here in Korea was when Koreans refused to accept taxi fares or money for meals. I mean, assuming that they knew that you were a Korean War veteran descendant. So how did experiences like that shape your perception of Korea?
Yeah, that story of me actually became really famous. But there were also other type of gestures that I experienced. But I think collectively, maybe it's because I lived in a city of Chuncheon at the beginning, and maybe as you might have known, there is a Ethiopian museum kind of commemorating the Ethiopian participation in the war, and there is also a statue there. So for most people in Chuncheon, knowing something about the Ethiopian soldiers' participation and also their contribution is I mean, they know a little bit of that story. So the moment I say that I'm from Ethiopia, there are these type of positive gestures. But overall, it made me appreciate the Korean society more. So I was already impressed by the scholarship program itself, and I also impressed by the effort of Koreans to remember the war and also the veterans. So, but experiencing that kind of reception later in everyday situation, it kind of reinforced the impression that I have. So those moments made me realize that the idea of remembering history in Korea is not limited to official programs or ceremonies. So it's also reflected in how people behave in their daily lives. So it made me admire Korean and Korean society more. So that's how I would answer this question.
Okay.
Right, and after completing your master's in doctoral studies, you are now an assistant professor at the Global College of Gyeongsang University and the director of the Global Migration and Social Integration Research Center. Now, as an educator working closely with international students, what message do you want to pass on to the next generation?
You made me sound a bit old. I'm still young. I'm still.
Of course you are.
Yeah. So I mean, I was once an international student here. So my status just recently changed as a professor here in Gyeongsang. But what I would say is, I think Korea is a place that international students should consider coming and studying. It's actually becoming a wonderful hub for students. And of course, everybody's experience might not be quite the same as mine, but I believe that the academic experience they will have here, it will definitely be quite interesting in so many ways than any other place. So my advice would be consider coming to Korea. Maybe that's the only message that I have for them. And at the same time, understand differences, because based on my experience, the academic pressure and the societal characteristics might not quite be similar with foreigners coming in. So if you have right mindset and right readiness for it, I think the experience here will be an interesting one.
Professor Fisseha, we're running a little bit out of time. Would you have one final message to our viewers or your students or the Korean society?
Okay, so I would definitely want to use this opportunity to say something. So here in Gyeongsang Global College, we are launching a new program of inviting international students to come and join. So we have a program of international studies, and we are hoping to invite students from the participating countries. There were 21 nations collectively who participated in Korean War, and we are actively wanting to recruit students from those nations. So I would want to extend my invitation for any of your audience considering to come to Korea to consider this program, and I would personally would want to assist. And I really want to say thank you for having me. Yeah, that's it, I think.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor Fisseha, for sharing your story with us, and we wish you the best with that program as well. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Professor.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for having me.
And to thank you, Walter, as always. We're going to have you back here on Friday. Okay.
See you then.
Thanks for watching and your interest in everything K-Culture. Please continue to tune in to K-Culture Dive on Arirang TV, Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. Korea time. Keep diving.